But you know what? That's what it's all about, man. I mean, as the guy goes out there, and I don't know how many stitches he's going to have. He's going to have several, but you know, here you couldn't keep him off the field. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm damn proud to coach him. I know you proud to have him as a teammate, but there's a lot more of you in here just like him. You're full of Auburn, man. That's right. Let's get rest and go back to Alabama.
This is the Auburn Football Review with Coach Pat Dye. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. You can't beat the real thing. Colonial Bank, Alabama's hometown bank. Osmos pressure-treated pine, only from Great Southern Wood. If it doesn't say Osmos on a little yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. By Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. Alpha Insurance. Call Alpha. Put your trust in people who care. Your local Toyota dealers, where you get more for your money. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Ziegler, since 1927. Get the taste that's seasoned to please. Pick Ziegler. Your Alabama John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. And by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, the Caring Company.
Welcome to the Auburn Football Review. Auburn hung on last night in Austin to beat the Texas Longhorns 14-10, and young Lewis McDonald was so impressed he came down to be with his granddad this morning.
I didn't realize we were holding on.
Well, I realized it.
Oh goodness! But it was a great night for our football team and coaches, and I tell you, I don't know how many we had. What, 10,000 fans out there?
And were they drained?
And I'll tell you, they were drained, but they did a tremendous job, and I'm so proud of them and but all our people, and it was a great win for us, and on the road and that kind of environment, and played a highly motivated Texas football team that I knew we would be playing, had their backs against the wall, but you look at this tape tonight, and I'm sure all the Auburn folks saw it last night on television, and it's just a great win for us. But the effort and the intensity that the game was played, and I just hope we can grow, from it, and we will. We're still not a complete football team by any means, but we've made progress, and we might have slipped backwards a little bit in the kicking game last night in some areas, but we got to get that doctored up, and still haven't scored when we get the ball in the 4-down zone, and there's some things that we've got to do better to have a championship caliber football team. But the heart and soul and the spirit, I think, is there, and we just need to get these other things taken care of.
All right, watch this, Lewis. We're going in the dressing room to talk to the players now. You got to learn to keep that helmet on some way there, buddy.
I don't know what it was. I broke about 4 chin straps tonight, and I don't know if I was playing hard or just something wrong with the chin strap. It come off about 2 or 3 times. And I went for the fumble, and next thing I remember getting up and not quite knowing where I was at. But then I seen they had the ball. All I wanted to do is get my head together and get back off the field.
Last week you were congratulating your buddies on those interceptions, and now you caught them in one night.
Well, our front line did a great job. The linebackers putting pressure on. I mean, it all started up front. Great coverage by the rest of the guys, and it just made my job a lot easier.
The coaches, I got to give them all the credit because they called the perfect coverage, and we was in Fox, and I'm rolled up. And, just fast, I just had to break up on the ball, and they threw the ball right to me.
Suddenly, you're the receiver.
Yes, I just had to catch the ball and get to the end zone.
I'm just proud of the team. I think people are going to start recognizing we got a lot of heart over here, and we're playing as a team. No individuals, just laying it on the line. And I'm just proud of everybody on this team.
We took some of the things that said about us in the paper, we took kind of personal. and want to show them that we ain't as soft as they think we are.
Overall, I think the best thing was we played hard and we got after them. I think that's what done it for us.
It's a great example of guys coming together and giving their all for the team. And I don't think there was a selfish guy out there on the field tonight. And I'm glad to be a part of a team like this.
I think we proved to some people tonight that we can play, as well as Auburn defenses have in the past.
What does this give you to coach next week when you come on the road and hang like this?
I think it gives our kids a lot of faith in themselves, which we need. We needed the faith, and they got it now.
Well, grandson Lewis will be eating those Ziegler meats here before long. He's coming.
I eat them, so if he eats at my house, he'll eat. It was a great night for football, and temperature wasn't much wind blowing, and as some of the Texas fans, and doesn't take us long right after we kicked this ball, and we had a good plan last night all the way around, and we just had some near misses that would have made it a great night for us offensively. As Thomas Bailey run the kickoff back out to the 40-yard line and gives us great field position to start the game. We come right off, bootleg pass, hit the tight end, Fred Baxter right down the middle for about 20, 25 yards, whatever, come back and run the reverse to
Well, they got him hemmed up and he just runs around.
Well, he can motor. And then Stan hits Victor Hall with a crossing route, and Victor stretches the ball, gets it in the end zone, and we go out in front in less than a minute, and I guess actually 3 plays here.
He really tiptoes down.
Great fake up inside right there by Joe Frazier, and turning back inside to that pursuit and gets the ball in the end zone, and we up 7 to. Jim Von Wild comes in and kicks extra point. We up 7 to nothing. That's a great running back, had not, and I think that's the longest run he made for the night right there, 7 yards, and stopped by James Willis, and that was James Willis again, and Chucky Johnson, and Ricky Sutton, and
Second and
Darryl
7.
Crawford. There's a little quarterback. Watch this right here. You're not going to see that people fall forward much. There's Tim Cromartie and Benny Pierce. And
3rd and 6.
Darryl Crawford. There's James Willis again making a nice play.
There's another good return.
Thomas Bailey gets a. We need to probably take a little more pride in our blocking in some areas, and because if he can get the ball caught and hit it upfield, he's pretty fun to watch.
Auburn failed to move on that possession. Texas with the ball again.
That's Jason Merchant, and there's 2 of our people going to the football and end up hitting each other and breaking it up and force them to punt again.
Watch this play. This is amazing.
Well, that guy thought he was going to fair catch it, I'm sure, and just got too close. Thomas probably should have fair caught the ball.
Good field position again.
Good field position, and Joe Frazier ran hard again last night, and our offense, we struggled at times some and didn't make some critical plays, and there's Reed McMillan making a nice run inside. This right here is inexcusable. That penetration right up the front, in the middle of our line, and they block I think Eddie Blake on top of that pie.
They complete a pass on a blown coverage, and now they're at the 12-yard line. Auburn's going to stop.
Well, this is a big series of downs right here, and we get pressure. There's Chucky Johnson and James Willis, and I'm not sure who the other one was right there.
3rd and 8 right here.
There's Walter Tate. Walter had some big plays in the ball game last night, and Walter's teammates are glad to see him back.
Ziegler misses a field goal.
There's Reed McMillan. Again, you can just see the determination and the playing, and I was excited about it. Texas comes over with a big 3rd down play right there. That middle linebacker don't think that. That front, they know something about playing football, too.
Here comes the big play.
That's Coach Dennis and Coach Hall had the right perfect coverage, and just make a big play. We roll the corner up and disguise it. And
which means he has help deep, so he can play.
It means he help deep, but he disguises it, makes him think he's playing a deep third, and he's actually playing a roll-up corner. And Corey Barlow intercepts it and runs it in the end zone, and right now, in my opinion, there's not a better cornerback that I've seen anywhere. Look at that.
My.
That's Fred Smith. Fred Smith and Mike Pelton and Alonzo Etheridge, and there's Alonzo on that tackle. Richard Shea played good last night. There's Chucky Johnson again with Alonzo. Look at him having a good time. Big old smile on Chucky's face.
In the second
There's
quarter,
Ricky Sutton right there getting pressure. John Wilson bats the ball down.
he does that often. Auburn gets called for a holding penalty and can't move on the next drive. Now it's Texas again.
Look at that. There's a fine hit right there. A big play by Alex Thomas and Anthony Judge. Knocked the ball loose from him. Pressure. Now you're going to see the corner come up and make a tackle on Gardier. And
Their next possession.
they come with a little different tempo right here, and they put Saxton in at quarterback, and he's more of a runner, an option quarterback, and it just kind of gets us off balance for a little bit. And that's Richard Shea making the tackle downfield. And here they go, and Saxton scores, and we have a missed assignment, and they do a good job executing the option and run it in for the touchdown, and it's 14-7 at halftime.
And we'll be right back. The Auburn Tigerettes need your help now. They want to set another record at Jordan-Hare Stadium. They want the world record at the Auburn, Florida game for the largest number of identical T-shirts worn at one event. You got that, Coach?
I have, and the little girl that came to me with the idea, she's excited about it, and Tigerette's excited about it, but I'm really excited about it, because if it's going to be a white T-shirt with a little something written on it, but if it might be the difference of us winning and losing the Florida game, and we can, when they come in there and they see a solid white stadium, it could be a show of unity among the Auburn people, and I'm going to tell you something. We need a home field advantage when we play Florida, because they certainly got one when we play down in Gainesville.
Right. Reason enough, and the T-shirts will be on sale. They're $10, and the proceeds will go to charity. We'll be back for the second half in just a minute. Texas on their first possession. You're going to see some defense in this half.
The second half, defensively, I thought we just kept coming, and they make a nice play right here. And they have two big plays in the second half. That's a good open field tackle by Fred Smith. Watch this right here. Texas is a big, strong offensive football team also, and they kind of get us a little high there. We come up with a big hit and a big fumble recovery on. The hit was and the called fumble was Walter Tate, and Benny Pierce came up with the recovery.
Auburn is able to run the football and use time off the clock in this half, and that.
Well, that's a big play right there with Stan hitting Reed McMillan. It was 3rd and 3 or 4 or something.
3rd and 3, yeah.
But our offensive line, I don't know how we graded anything, but I just thought that as a throwback to the quarterback, and if we could have got the thing executed a little better, we might have scored with that. And I say executed, Corey Lewis did a great job of getting the ball off. Then we were running right here, and that guy, there's the play where Tim Tillman got his hat knocked off and cut his nose and his eye, and kind of shook him up there for a minute. As Richard Shea and Carrick and Cunningham playing a lot of people on defense, and that's always good. And that's Reggie Barlow, and I think Reggie played one of his better ball games last night. I don't know. pressure, and they asked Garrett Cunningham again, along with James Willis, and
they have to punt, but there's a series of 3 downs and out for Auburn through here.
That's a good right there, and that's Ricky Sutton. Look at that hit out of, well, I started to say out of bounds, but it was right on the boundary. There's Garrett Cunningham. Good pressure from inside right there, and that was John Wilson and Garrett Cunningham coming on the pass rush. And
their next possession now.
You know, just look at that right there. That's what you want to get.
There's a lot of hats around that ball.
I'm telling you, that is discouraging. That is discouraging to the running backs and to the opposition when you can get that many people around the football and that many people hitting them. And they get it in close a couple of times, and 2nd and 10 here. This is a big play in the ball game. That guy tips it up, and Alex Thomas comes up with the interception, and Alex gets another one later. But Alex had some big hits in the ball game, and Alex was an outstanding young man and a fine leader for us. And
still in the third quarter.
This is probably the most important offensive series we had, and the offense did a great job right here getting the ball off the goal line. There's Chris Gray and Fred Baxter and Chris Gray and Gandy and Tim Tillman and Eddie Blake and Bob Meeks. You know, they just come off the football right there, and we get the ball off the goal line, and then they come back and fumble. About an 8-yard loss.
2nd and 18 now. First quarter.
They had, when you got people flying around to the football right there, you can make a mistake and somebody's going to cover up for it, just pure effort. There's another big play. Went to the well one time too many, and Alex Thomas made the interception.
Auburn makes a couple of first downs, but another penalty stops them, and now this is their next possession of the fourth quarter.
That was Chucky Johnson again. There's a fumble right there that we don't come up with. I believe that was Walter Tate calls that one.
3rd and 4 here.
Garrett Cunningham's in there. 3rd and 4, big play. Darryl Crawford. A lot of defensive folks around the ball over there. Richard Shea and Ricky Sutton. They punt again, and Thomas Bailey again gives us excellent field position. Big play right there, and puts the ball down at that 35-yard line.
2nd and long.
Good running by Reed McMillan. Reed and is again
big first down.
Joe Frazier and
miss a field goal though.
Right. We missed enough field goals to win the football game. That was Benny Pierce and Chucky, and I'm so proud of Chucky Johnson. I don't know what to do. I mean, you know, and as a quarterback keeping the ball, and I think he was a quarterback, and paying the price for keeping it.
He took a field goal.
Chucky's one of those guys that you know, it's tough on him to keep his weight down, but he's working hard as anybody on our football team to be a football player. And there's Joe running up inside again and running hard. Reed McMillan.
This is a critical time.
I mean, coming down the stretch right here, every yard is important. Every first down is important. Every second on the clock is important between the winning and losing. Here's a nice run and a big play by Alex Smith. And
force them to use their last 2 timeouts during this drive.
They used all the timeouts, and our backs are running hard, and we take this ball and drive it and get down. And we could have kicked to the field goal from about the 20-yard line, and I decided that we'd rather run the clock, and they had no timeouts, and instead of kicking it to field goal.
We'll be back. Just 1 minute. Next week, Auburn versus Tennessee in Knoxville. Need we say more? Kickoff is at 6:38. The Auburn Radio Network on the air at 5 p.m. And we'll see you next Sunday. Thank you, Coach.
Rock it top.
Coach Dye's apparel provided by Harwell's, with clothing stores in Birmingham, Montgomery, and other fine cities. This has been the Auburn Football Review with Coach Pat Dye, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, the Caring Company, your Alabama John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Ziegler, since 1927. Get the taste that's seasoned to please. Pick Ziegler. Your local Toyota dealers, where you get more for your money. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Alpha Insurance. Call Alpha. Put your trust in people who care. Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. By Osmos Pressure-Treated Pine, only from Great Southern Wood. If it doesn't say Osmos on the little yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. Colonial Bank, Alabama's hometown bank. And by your local Coca-Cola bottler, you can't beat the real thing.